In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create a grid as one of the panorama options. So step one, we're going to need to put in some guidelines like we did in the mirror project. So we're going to go to View, New Guide, and then I'm going to start off with 25%, click OK, View, New Guide, and then I will do 50%, View, New Guide, and do 75%, and then I will go ahead and do my horizontal guides, 25%, 50%, and last one would be 75%. So you should end up with 16 rectangles. For the next step, I'm going to create a new layer. So this layer has nothing on it, and this is where I'm going to create my grid. So using the rectangular marquee tool and going with the longest axis. In this photograph, it would be the horizontal. If yours is more of a portrait format, you would do the vertical axis. So I'm just going to select across the longest axis, and typically filling it with white works best. However, most of my composition is white, so I'm going to fill it with black. So I'll do Edit, Fill, and I'll select black. And then I'll deselect with Command D. So it's on this layer right here. I'm going to zoom in with Command plus, and then using the Move tool, move it so it lines up with my guideline that I put in. What you'll want to consider is not making the grid line too fat. So if I do Command T and zoom in, Command plus, press the space bar and click up, I can make this a little skinnier. If you're too far away, it won't allow you to be as precise. Then I'll press return, and then I'll nudge it back up. So Command minus, so that seems pretty good. Then I'll continue to duplicate this layer. I'll hold down Shift and then line that up. I'll zoom in again just to double check it looks good. Command J, hold down on Shift, line that up. And then I'm going to duplicate again, do Command T and zoom out. And if I hover to the side, it'll allow me to rotate it. But hold down on Shift so it does not distort our proportions, because we want the thickness of your line to be the same. So I'll zoom out again, Command J, hold down on Shift, slide this over, nudge it, zoom in to make sure it lines up with my grid, and then I just need one more line. So remember that I'm using black only because most of my composition is white, but most of you would probably fill with white. Okay, once you've checked that all of your grid lines line up, which they do here, okay, I've zoomed in, I'm going to click on the top layer, then I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to hold down on Shift and click Layer 1, so that will select all the layers with my grid. I'm going to go up to Layer and then come all the way down and merge the layers. Now I have my grid lines all on one layer. So I'm going to come up here and just clear my guides, and this is what it looks like. So it's all in one. This way, since you're doing more than one, if I have my second picture, so let's say I open up this picture. Okay. All I have to do is, let's see here, move this here. If I go here, I just have to move my, I'll just name this grid. I can just move this layer into this picture and then just do Command T, so I don't have to create another grid. And then I would just kind of center it some more. I could also crop this too so it lines up a little bit better. But that way you don't have to create a new grid. Let's see. And then, so let's start with making the grids first, and then I'll show you how to enlarge parts of each rectangle to distort it.